But as a council, our goal is to provide a safer environment for potential new members so they can make a well-informed decision for which fraternity they will find brotherhood in. While we cannot change the unfortunate events that transpired a year ago, we have to move forward with Stone in our minds and our hearts and strive to be sources of positive change on this very campus and everywhere beyond. To put it simply, Stone Foltz passing shouldn't just mean something in this community. It should mean everything. Thank you. May you rest in peace.
Thank you, Pete, for your comments and representing the student perspective on what this means for our community. Next, I would like to introduce BGSU President Rodney K. Rogers.
Thank you, Ben. We are here this evening to honor the life of Stone Foltz. As we approach the one-year mark of this tragic passing, those that are in attendance this evening, each one of you that are here today, that is a testament to the impact Stone has had on this campus, and his memory continues to live on. This is absolutely a solemn reminder that we as a university must have a commitment to eradicate hazing, not just here at Bowling Green State University, but at other universities, K through 12, throughout our culture. That is incredibly important. Stone's family was unable to be here this evening because of another commitment, but on behalf, we want them to know that on behalf of each of you, all of our faculty and staff and students, alumni and community members of this great community in Bowling Green, we want to make sure they know that we are offering our sincere and heartfelt condolences to that family and all of their friends. I also want to make sure that we share our deepest thanks to the students and to university staff members who put this memorial together. To each of you, thank you for all the planning that goes into this. I especially also want to thank Pete, as president of IFC. Pete, thank you for sharing that story, the importance. It's a powerful message to hear. Thank you for those remarks. Thank you for your leadership. And as I look out and I see student leaders across this campus, each of you are a student leader in your own organization or your own group. We need each of you to work with us to ensure that leadership continues, that we are supporting each other. There's no doubt the impact that this tragedy has had on our campus community, and certainly our fraternities and sororities and student organizations beyond just the Greek organizations. Stone's family made a promise to him as he was passing. They made a promise that he wouldn't be forgotten, and that is something we share together. We want to make sure he is not forgotten. And the work needs to continue today and every day as we move forward. Sadly, I did not know Stone at his passing. I had not met him prior to that. So I'm not going to pretend to speak as I did know him. But since then, I've had a chance to meet with his family and friends on many occasions, and have felt like I've gotten to know him a bit through his family and his little sister and brother, and his certainly mom and dad. And today we remember him not just as a BGSU student, but someone who was kind, full of life, always willing to help someone else, looking out for others. That is part of the tragedy here, looking out for others. He was known to be looking out for others. So it is important as we remember Stone to look out for each other. In one of the many ways that we hope to remember Stone, today we will be unveiling a wood concept of a bronze stone marker that will be permanently placed in the Greek village to memorialize Stone for years and years to come. I think it's quite appropriate at this time if you would please join me in a moment of silence to reflect and to honor Stone Foltz. Thank you. A year ago, at our memorial service that we held in the Deutsch, I shared that this devastating passing is a reminder of just how fragile life is, how cruel death is, but how in a time of despair and sadness, we get to choose to celebrate Stone's memory. And as president, as a father of two sons who recently graduated from college, it is not lost on me or Sandy the tragedy of passing of someone's child. A year later, we're not just continuing to grieve, but we must make sure that we also act. And while tonight is certainly about Stone, it is and is with deepest sympathy. But now more than ever, we need to continue to be there for one another, to look out for one another, to support one another. Now more than ever, we must not forget that as a community. And we must continue to recognize that hazing is an incredibly serious problem on college and university campuses across this nation. And so much that here's a statistic that across this nation we have experienced nearly one student death almost every year since 1959 across this nation. Imagine that. So tonight's memorial certainly shows that one death is way too many. But I especially want to ask our students to continue to report, step up, act against hazing that may exist, seek support. We are absolutely here to help you, and we will continue to do everything we can as a university to combat hazing. I leave you with a final ask this evening that I shared it a year ago at the Deutsch. I ask each of you to take a moment to think about all the people who have made a difference in your life. So if you would, think about all those people who have made a difference in your life right now. Some of those may be standing next to you, or you're thinking of a family member or a friend at another point in your journey, in your life. But think about those people, and thinking about making sure that you help each one of those. And because they're counting on you to be looking out for them just as they are looking out for you. So I am especially calling out on our students, faculty, and staff to continue to step up to ensure that we eradicate hazing and make sure that Stone is never forgotten. His life will not just be defined by who he was or how he made others feel, but by the positive actions that come from this tragedy. And that is on us, each of us. Thank you so much for being here this evening.
Thank you, President Rogers. Our community remains steadfast in ensuring Stone is never forgotten as we continue to work together to eradicate hazing. Since Stone's death, progress has been made at the state level with the passage of Collins Law, Ohio's Anti-Hazing Act. We truly remember and honor Stone by supporting each other. As the hazing prevention coordinator, I'm heartened that our students, families, parents, employees, alumni, and community members are leveraging the reporting tools that have been in place and are willing to work with the university through its investigation processes. Hazing stops when people speak up and say, this isn't okay. This isn't who we are. That responsibility starts with our students, in addition to our community of care, and we are steadfast in our commitment to supporting those who speak up and holding people and organizations accountable for their actions. After the memorial, we invite all of our students to visit the union to sign an anti-hazing letter that will be sent to your high school administrators across the state to start conversations around hazing prevention. The letters are just inside the union at the contact tables. We close tonight with a candlelight vigil. Volunteers will assist with lighting candles. If you have trouble keeping your candle lit, feel free to use your cell phone instead. Once candles are lit, we ask that you remain silent during the 2-minute musical selection for a moment of reflection. Again, I welcome you to go to the union and sign a letter on behalf of Stone to make your voice heard. Thank you for joining us tonight to honor Stone's life and legacy. Good evening.
said if you wanted to like a divide some from the interviews, but I don't know if that'd be cool or not. Should I talk to Robbie? Yeah. Oh, what's that?